What's up? So, why is Disney so afraid of releasing another Star Wars movie? Now, this answer is pretty obvious, but it seems that a lot of people still need to understand and realise the struggles they're having right now. As we all know very well, Disney has released some very lackluster series and movies over their time owning Star Wars. And throughout this whole time period where they've owned Star Wars, they've struggled to realise the mistakes they've made and what is and isn't liked by the fans. The sequels were a disaster, as we all know. The shows have been very mid, maximum they've been mid, or they've just been bad. Apart from Mando and Andor, of course. And they've been hiring directors that do not care about Star Wars, don't have the love for Star Wars, and therefore deliver us some average Star Wars. Over this whole time period, they've been ruining Star Wars' name. I mean, it used to be an A-list franchise, and now it's like a B-tier franchise. They can't just release anything they want and get billions, because lots of people have lost faith in the Star Wars content that they are releasing, and they've lost faith in Disney, their directors, and Kathleen Kennedy, the producer. The bad critic reviews, how Star Wars fans are feeling at the moment, and the quality of their content is also giving Star Wars an even worse reputation.
I can't take it anymore! I just want to die! We all want to die! We're
Star Wars fans.
Them three things together alone have given Star Wars a worse reputation, and none of this goes well towards promoting a Star Wars product. And all these things I'm mentioning go towards the reason for why Star Wars is failing at the moment, and the reason they don't want to release another Star Wars movie. They're scared for Star Wars to get an even worse reputation, therefore damaging the brand, therefore damaging the whole of Disney, as it's a huge franchise that they bought for $4 billion. They do not want to waste that, and they've been wasting it, and they've been ruining it. And they're so scared of what people are going to say about the next movie they drop, since the last ones were highly critiqued and highly hated, and the series haven't made it any better. Like, seems to me like they're hoping that the Disney Plus shows would have upped the reputation a bit. They dropped some good, real solid shows to get Star Wars back on track, and then they'd release a movie after that, and hopefully everything will be forgotten. Well, the shows have been mid, apart from Mandalorian, and Andor's well written, so you can't really hate on Andor, but it's still doing terribly. It's not getting watched, so that's the bad thing about Andor. So overall, everything they've been dropping has still been mid, and still giving Star Wars a bad reputation. They're not even handling Star Wars right yet. Even after all the feedback on the sequels, they're still not understanding how to make a Star Wars product, and how to make Star Wars with the same love, care and feeling and themes of the original Star Wars owner George Lucas. So all of this together is the reason we haven't got a movie in how long? Damn, how long has it actually been? 4 years, I think, which is absurd for such a huge franchise. 4 years of not getting a movie is crazy. That alone shows exactly why they are not releasing a movie. They are scared to damage the brand further. They don't know how to handle Star Wars at the moment. They're lost. They don't know how to turn it around. And to put it simply, they are stuck. Now, for a producer or a director or a creator overall, they would not have this problem. They know how to turn it around because they have love and care for Star Wars. They know how it works. They can turn it around easily. It's very simple. They know that there's so many things that haven't been adapted from the comics and from Legends that fans love and critics are gonna love. But for the owners of Star Wars right now, the ones in control, they have no idea about what's loved and what isn't loved. They just don't know what they're doing, and they just need many people who care about Star Wars. It don't matter how big of a reputation this producer or director has. Don't care if they've made one of the most popular movies in the world that isn't to do with Star Wars. Star Wars is a whole different thing, and you need to treat it like that. Only hire people who love it and who have care for it, because they're the only people at the end of the day who are going to make a solid show or movie, a solid product that'll make you a lot of money. But they don't understand that. We've had a few changes going on in the Star Wars higher-ups community. I mean, Bob Iger's back, which isn't actually a good thing because he was around when the sequels were made, and he's the reason they were so rushed and not planned. So it's no positive there. People want to look at it as positive, and in a way it is, because that means Kathleen Kennedy could be on the way out, which needs to happen. She's been great at what she does with everything else, but when it comes to Star Wars, absolutely not, and she should not be involved. But that's the only good thing about this change, is that Kathleen Kennedy, if they're smart enough to at least understand this, is that they need to get rid of her and that she'll be out. But we'll have to see. But yeah, this is the reason why they're not releasing another Star Wars movie yet. And I don't even know if they've started production on one yet, honestly. After 4 years, I still don't think production has started. Or even the writing stages, honestly. At this point, you've got to bring George back. Give him trillions. But they should have done that after the second sequel movie, so it is what it is. We've got the saviour Dave Filoni, and we've got Jon Favreau as well, who make really good content, minus Boba Fett. I don't know what happened there, but I believe in them nevertheless. That was the only miss they've had. But yeah, that's the reason why they're scared to release another Star Wars movie. How do you think they could turn this around? What would you do if you were in charge? Let me know, and I'll see you on the next one.
You claim a Jedi was here, and yet I find no one.